Hi, I'm Sarah from sorrynotsorry.com, Palmreader, numerologist, psychic, with my amazing friend, Carole Haddad.
My name is Carole Haddad. I'm a hairdresser, but today I'm going to be playing psychic with you guys.
Yes, it's contagious. We can't wait to share some of the most common questions that psychics get asked. Enjoy.
Enjoy it. I'm going to give you a different perspective of my psychic reading. Okay, so what are the most common questions women ask? Because women are my business, you know that.
It has to be said, yeah. So I've done thousands of readings, and when I got started, these are the questions I heard the most. So the biggest one was, when will I get married? This was huge.
Oh, okay.
So
And how do you do that? But how would you know if someone's getting married or someone's not getting married? How do you?
It's a
how
great
does it?
question.
Yeah.
So we're going to do Sarah take, Carole take, and then you guys you decide. But yeah, we would look at the relationship lines in the hand. I would tune in. I'd look at their numbers, and we'd look at all the factors, and then do our best to manifest. Carole, how would you know if someone will get married?
If someone's getting married.
Yeah.
Babe, the next life you're getting married, not this life. It's too much. 2026 is all about money. No one can afford to wedding. Forget it. Just live your life. That's my take view on when's he going to marry me. As if.
Yeah, well...
Really?
I think we've got reality check here, and we've got unicorn fluff here. But I think with our powers combined, you will get something from this video.
Yeah.
All right, so the next question people often ask me is, when will I have a baby?
Well, I'm sensing a baby energy, but obviously not a baby. That's your partner. He's acting like a child. Give him a slap.
No partners were harmed in the making of this video. So for me, I would tune in to see if there was a baby spirit around. I look at the children's lines. Yeah, again, we do like an invitation to the spirit. As you can see, we come from different worlds, but we're really good mates, and it's all valid. It's all valid. And the main thing is, honestly, just keep your heart open.
You have to keep your heart open. Yeah. When's he going to marry me? If he hasn't married you yet, when's he going to marry you? Wake up, never.
Oh, Carole.
Sorry, but it's the truth. It's the truth. I mean, take me. I was in a 10-year relationship, still waiting after 10 years. Ain't going to happen.
Yeah, look, I'll be honest, actually, even when you look at the marriage lines in the palm, these days it could totally be de facto. In the days when they started Palmistry, obviously things were more strict. But yeah, honestly, I often see that kind of thing in people's hands, and yeah, society's changing really fast. Okay, so let's see, next question. Oh, a lot of people ask me this. When will I buy a house?
When the government decides to drop the interest rate and give us a bit more space to actually move. When? It never happens. It's not going to happen. Not in this lifetime. Imagine, let's be honest here. What about the new generation, like my kids, your kids?
Yeah.
The way we've been brought up is to actually go out and have a property and work towards that, isn't it?
Totally.
No, it's all about partying these days and what I can get off the next guy or the next girl. Same thing. It's called marriage with benefits. That's the best way to go about it.
All right, that wasn't a official intuitive guidance, but I can see some treasures in there. Look, that's actually a really difficult question. That's the kind of thing I would use tarot cards for. And again, we do some sort of process, like we do a wish list, we'd call it in, and you've still got to do all the legwork. And you know what? It is harder to get a house now. You pretty much have to be psychic to know when things come on the market. But there's still things that can happen. I've worked with a lot of investors. But it has to be said, you've kind of got to get your foot in the door, and it's a lot about who you know. Okay, well, this is kind of related, Carole, and I got to tell you, this is pretty much the number one question I got when I started reading. It used to drive me totally crazy, because you've got to remember, I started learning when I was 12, but I started practicing in my 20s, and I was just like, why do people always ask this question? Isn't there more to life? Number one question, will I be rich?
In another lifetime. Because I'm serious. It's rich. What's rich? You can be rich in love. You can be rich true. Yeah, you can be rich with life. You can be rich with a lot of things. But money comes and goes. And yes, it is important. True. I'm with everyone. It's very important to get a bit of a breath. Yeah, just to have
breathing space.
Breathing space. But for me, Rich is all about what you can experience in life. So go out there, party your ass off, make sure you have a good time, make sure you meet The Rock, the hottest thing ever that the world has ever created. God has created The Rock. Make sure you live life to the fullest. That's what I say. You can be rich in that because you're going with nothing, even without your bank account.
Yeah, that's
Sorry.
true. No, it's harsh but fair. And Carole's a number 5 in numerology, so they're here to tell the truth. And I'm a number 11, so I'm here to shine a light where there's dark. And you know, it has to be said, I would never know how to answer that question because there's totally markings on your hand for wealth, like receiving money or earning money and having a strong career, but it's not a guarantee. I feel like in this world, things are changing so incredibly fast. And all I can say is, you know, there's things we can do to make it more likely that we'll have a good relationship with money because it is a relationship. And a lot of people break up with money as soon as they have a small fight, they're like ghosting it. So yeah, it is a little bit.
I don't ghost money.
No,
don't ghost money.
Yeah, no, she's very good mates. But and you know what? A lot of spiritual people, this is an important topic for them because there is this really old, like whether it's past life or from our culture, that it's not okay to have money and to be spiritual. But then how are you going to change the world? Because there's a lot of people that will only pay attention to you if you have a certain, you know, level in life. It's painful, but you see it all the time. So yeah, you need at least some breathing space. I totally agree with you. All right, well, we're starting to get into slightly more curly questions, and these are the ones that I would be like, can I just refund you already? Okay, so this is my number 1. Sarah rolls her eyes and goes, oh man. Okay, will he leave his wife for me?
I'm going to be straight up with this because I've seen a lot in life.
And she's a hairdresser. You've got to understand, like, she is the forefront of this type of information.
Well, will he leave his wife? I'll tell you what he's going to leave. He's going to leave his phone on silence. And if I was you, I'd pack up and leave because his wife is on her way over with a broom. That's exactly how it goes. Sorry, he'll never leave her. Never. Believe me, no matter promises he makes you, the only thing, there's no boxes being packed. All it is his phone is on silence.
Oh, goodness me. Mate, that could save your life. You know, saving lives is not just about doing CPR when someone's been drowning. You know, it's also saving your time, effort, and money. And if you're spending...
Saving your heart, your self-respect.
Your hope for the future. Look, it's easier said than done. Like, let's be honest, not everyone goes in expecting to have an affair with someone married. Like, there's a lot of fake stuff. I mean, it's not always...
No, it's not always... And the most important part for me is I'd like to see what most men do tell these women, okay? So most of them don't even know. So I'm not really, you know, on either side, but I'm a reality. Like, he's married, he's got the collar around his neck, forget it. You put him in his box and that's it, you move. It ain't gonna leave. Once you've got, you know, you got to think about this. No one's gonna leave anyone when you've got to divide assets and that. That's the biggest headache.
Huge.
So forget it. It ain't going to happen. Do you know what I mean? Like if it's going to happen, it would have happened ages ago. Yeah, and just exactly how he's treating you, that's what you're getting. You're not going to get anything better than the wife is getting. You're going to get exactly what the wife's getting, but even the leftovers, which is even worse.
Oh,
sorry.
I feel like you should write a book.
Sorry, that's all they get. That's all they're going to get is leftovers. So good luck.
Me, don't get salmonella, people. Make sure you sanitize your hands. Yeah, look, I always struggled with that question because, like, let's be honest, the odds are not good. Every now and then you hear of an exception, for sure. And
Absolutely.
we're not saying it never happens that both people might get a divorce and get back and get together. And like, yeah, there are some stories every now and then. But overall, you know, how something starts is usually how it goes. Humans are very consistent and people don't change much. Obviously, you can do things like personal growth, psychic development, but, you know, the nature is kind of there from birth. And, I mean, that's definitely been my experience, and I'm sure that's been Carole's experience. And so the idea is to just get better at reading people. Like if you hear people like Richard Branson talk, within 30 seconds they know if they're going to do business with you. And that's where, you like really hone your intuition. It's going to help you, firstly to exit situations like that and also to prevent them happening. It's preventative medicine for your sanity. Oh, that was a bit of a hot topic. Carole, lucky you're wearing red. You're giving some very spicy advice today. Okay, this one used to make me laugh, but I have to admit, I don't get it so much anymore because I've kind of done a lot of education on this with my, my programs. But anyway, this was really common, and I'll say a little bit more with guys when I first started. That was a very emphatic noise. And it was, what are the lotto numbers? And I would get that all the time.
Are we joking?
I know, and I would be like...
Are we joking?
Seriously?
I have to pass...
That?
Mate, the only numbers I have is a couple of hot guys. I can give you that.
So I have
That's
a very,
it.
very strong opinion
That's
on
it.
this. The first thing is a lot of people who do psychic work, like that's not why you go into it. You go into it because you see people, being mistreated. You want to make a difference. The other thing is I do know psychics who are very good at that, and they're never going to tell you that they predict all the Melbourne Cup winners or they're incredible at investing. Like most of them, they are just so private because they don't want to get overrun with others. And then I guess the other one is I've read for Lotto winners. They still want their fortunes told. And as you know, again,
I love tarot reading. I mean, all women do. I love it. It's the most exciting thing for me to sit there in front of someone and go, yes, do my tarot.
Get my tarot and do some tarot for Carole. But like I've read for Lotto winners, and honestly, it just magnifies what you already have. It's like you get your phone and you just 10 times zoom it, and that's what you're going to have. And then you've got the added joy of all these people who suddenly want to be your friend on Facebook. So yeah, for sure, some people use it really wisely, and everyone thinks they're going to be the exception. But in general, the people who I see are happiest are where they really feel purposeful, they've worked towards a goal, they've sacrificed a lot, and they feel like they super deserve it. So yeah, sorry to burst your bubble.
It's not bursting, it's reality.
And I think, you're not going to last long in the psychic business. This has been at least 20 years, and I came from science, government, not-for-profit. You're not going to last a long time if you're telling people BS, because like Google reviews, they're not going to refer anyone. You've got to be pretty solid with this stuff. All right, this one I still find super fascinating, Carole. Okay, so this was especially when I was starting my palm reading career. So we have our lifeline here. Number one question I got when people open their hands, and I've heard that even the most famous billionaires in the world, if you read their hands, they'll always ask you this: am I going to live a long time? What do you think? Someone asked you that in a reading. What would come out of your mouth, Carole?
Absolutely. Of course you're going to live a long time. Just make sure you punish your husband's credit card. That makes you happy.
No financial abuse. No financial abuse.
That will go all the way up.
I cannot take her.
Punish him with the crowd.
Oh, okay, all right. I can see this is going to be hilarious. Look, this is a really difficult question because even when you read the palm and you tune in, that's just a read for now. It's like a photograph. And so someone could be totally on the straight and narrow, but next time I see them, they've fallen off the bandwagon because you have free will and there's a whole world out there. So we just do the best we can. Of course, genetics are at play, but you've got a lot of choice in your everyday life, what you fill your body with, what you fill your mind with, what you fill your heart with. So I really encourage you to hang out with people who want you, to live to 100. I mean, It does help, and people who make you laugh, people who truly listen to you, for sure, that's going to help. It's going to help you make the most of whatever life you have.
Well, life's just starting for me.
Yes.
Well, like you go through life and all these different stages of life, but definitely it starts now for me.
I feel like that too. And there's a lot in the astrology that, women, I suppose you'd say in their prime, they're really coming to the forefront right now. We're seeing women 40s, 50s, 60s in all the astrology, feng shui, everything, numerology. We're seeing that they are stepping up. And it's really interesting because the last time we saw women really step up was when the world was at war. And we saw there was a gap in the leadership, and so women stepped in. So it's really fascinating to kind of see it replay again right now. This one is always very sweet, and people will always ask this, but in 25 different ways in the readings, and they'll say something like, "Will I be happy?" Oh, that look, the withering look from Carole.
Of course you'll be happy as long as you have a partner that says yes to everything. That will make you happy, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it be fabulous to have, honey, I want this. Yes, honey. Isn't it fabulous? Of course, that would make you happy. Happiness comes within. For me, anyone can be happy. That's a silly question. It's just that you got to look within. That's for me. I'm being realistic. Happiness, it starts with me, nobody else.
Yeah, look,
So
it's so true.
I'm going to be honest here. This is straight out. Prior to having cancer, you know, I'm a survivor of 15, 20 years. But prior to that, you know, you grow to sort of always wanting to make people happy.
Yeah.
You bend backwards to make people happy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So if there's in business, if there's a complaint, you will bend backwards to make people happy. You have to, I never knew where the line was, okay?
Yeah.
So I did things just to make them happy, but no, I've got to make me happy.
Yeah.
So with cancer, it gave me a kick up the arse. And I don't hurt people, but no, there are things you look at to make yourself happy. Because see, if I'm happy, I don't care about anyone else because they're all going to be happy.
Yeah,
if Carol's
for
happy,
sure.
if Carol's pissed off, you're going to be pissed off. You know that.
Yeah, no,
so
that's
for
also
me,
true.
make yourself happy. And now I do everything to make myself happy because happiness gives happiness, and that's why the energy is so high. Because I love me. I had to love me.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if I'm loud, out there, saying it like it is, don't give a shit. I love me the way I am.
I feel like that's one of the most inspiring things about Carole, actually, as well. She's done so many things that just would have broken almost anybody else. And you know, in the spiritual world, and I realize this is a very controversial statement, and I'm not a doctor, okay? I'm not, but you see things, and I've worked with a lot of charities, and you know, some people say cancer is a nice person's disease. And I'm not going to say that's always true, 100%. There's environmental factors, genetic factors, and all that, but over and over again, you see like the nicest person, the person that just would never hurt a fly, is the one, and they suddenly have to take a really long hiatus from their life, and they have to receive.
Yeah,
And it's just,
it does.
I've seen it, like really people close to me, and it hurts. Like I've lost a number of friends to cancer in their 40s who had children and lives in front of them. One friend, she was just about to renovate her bathroom, and we're just like, it's just not fair.
Someone said, I met someone recently, and it's funny you say that. Someone said to me recently, with my life, because, you know, they know what I'm, goes, wow, you're bothered. I thought, wow, what a word. I'm bothered because I live life, I exercise. Of course you're bothered, because I'm the sort of person, I wake up every day and I want to do everything that day.
Yeah.
You know, I live as today is my last day.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But no, that's not how I think, but I live that way because I don't want to miss out on anything.
I feel like it's a great gift. I mean, so we could basically say she's redefining sexy, hot and bothered.
Is that what they meant? Oh,
Well, I don't
see,
know. We're just
I'm
gonna make
still
it up,
getting to
dude.
know. I'm still getting to know what's out there.
Yeah, look, those are the main questions, and probably just the other one people ask me a lot is how do I develop my psychic ability? And like this is a big question, because the thing is, if you develop it, it comes with responsibility. Like once you know, you can't unknow. It's like X-ray vision. I'll tell you a very funny story quickly. I was doing readings at an event called Sexpo.
I love Sexpo. I love Sexpo. You been there? Oh my God. Some of you have to come with me when it's coming in this time.
I don't know if it's around anymore, but like
It is. It does.
Oh,
It comes
really?
around, at the
Okay.
convention centre.
I feel like, anyway, okay. Look, it was a long time ago. I was still making my name, and I would just say yes to every opportunity. And they had a psychic reading room, and I got a lot of word of mouth, and they said, look, we'd love to have you in our reading room. And I was like, oh my goodness, okay. And I just literally kept my head down the whole time. But I had some really interesting customers, and I remember, you know, they were coming in going, what's the soul? And they were just quite fascinating. And I remember one reading, 2 girls came, and they sat down and like pretty skeptical. So I just said, look, okay. And then I just started drawing, and I drew this girl's underwear. And then her friend just started laughing and goes, how did you know? And I said, well, Bridget Jones' underwear, it's like, it's in, you know, you can't get that image out of your head. And this girl just goes bright red, and she's like, that is amazing. Anyway, she gave me a testimonial. And I also said to my guys after that, I never want to do that ever again in my whole career, because that is just too much information. But yeah, this one time. And honestly, I think, you know, it can just take that one conversation to start believing that you can't hide who you are.
No.
You know, you try to pretend, but like most people are a little psychic, and some people are super psychic, and especially children and animals, and it's going to come out. So honestly, just I really encourage you to find people who love you in all your true colors, because you're gonna live longer, you're gonna have better quality of life, and just, you know, all the things.
That's true.
All right, well, Carole, it was fantastic to do some readings with you today. We'll have to come back soon with some viewers' questions. So yeah,
that would be interesting.
Yeah, let us know if you learned something today. It's been such a pleasure to
thank you for
share our
having me.
randomness with you.
And thank you for sharing that experience with me.
I love Carole so much, and highly recommend everything she does. So good luck, everyone. See you next time.
Bye.